Hello.
Hey everyone, all six of you. Welcome to Live. I'm so excited to have the one and only Alyssa and the books with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I know everyone is probably feeling the last week of November frenzy, and maybe also the absolute dread of being behind, or maybe you're at a good point. But anyway, we wanted to hop on stream, give you a chance to get some words in at the start of the week. It's Monday, so let's get it going right. Alyssa, you just said in one of your recent videos that if we treat this last week like the first week, we'll probably have a really great wrap up to the time. So
Yes. I always thought that when I played rec soccer for 1 year, I was like, whatever we do in the first half of the game, we can do it in the second half too. It's the same amount of time.
yeah, I love that. That's a good perspective. Got some people saying hello in the chat.
Hey, everybody.
Alyssa, I'm pretty sure most people know you, but do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. I write thrillers. I'm working on a adult thriller. I think 76,000 words into it now. I don't know. And I'm dictating. I feel like that's important to know. So if I'm getting crazy, ridiculous word counts, it's because it's not coming out of my mouth, not my fingers. That's a weird thing to say, but you know what I mean.
We get it. And then remind me, did you have a word count goal for this month that you were
Yeah, it was 75,000, but we're beyond that now. It's actually like I think my goal now is to get less words, like to get through more chapters with less words. Like instead of 3,000 words being for one chapter, I'd like to get through 3 chapters with 3,000 words, So we'll just see.
Packed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Hi Brielle, good to see you.
Hello.
Hope says it's the behind dread, but also not so behind. I feel that really.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit like, I have so much to write, but then I'm also like,
it'll be fine.
So, hi Caitlin.
Hey Caitlin.
With friends all day, so I definitely need to write. How's your project going? I feel like you have also been crushing the word count goal. Like everyone else was like, I'm going to do 50K, and your goal was way more than that, right? Am I crazy, Caitlin?
Or I think it was 75.
Yeah, which is
because
you're typing.
Yeah, you're typing with your fingers. It's much more difficult.
Yeah, the words are coming out of your fingers, not your mouth. To flip what Alyssa said earlier.
As Alyssa would say.
I didn't even get to drafting in November, LOL. I'm stuck in pre-revision prep. Hey, that's still progress towards something. So stick with
That's actually some of the hardest things to do. I think I spent 2 months on pre-revision prep over the summer, and it was miserable. So I hope you're having fun.
As a true pantser, I think that's what was making revising book 1 so hard for me prior to November, is that I did not do enough pre-revision planning. So then I was pantsing my way through revision, and it was like making game time decisions or stressing me out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tia is hello. Very behind for today, so I'm glad this is happening. Glad we could be of service. Truly. Hello with the U. Fun. Love that.
Is it like British? Like, hello? Like, hello. I'm sorry.
Was it you and Cody that were trying to do Australian accents?
I'm sure it was. I don't know what goes on Cody's streams. I think I black out. So
the whole thing is in another universe.
Yeah.
She is doing 75,000.
Yes, Caitlin.
Girl, that's ambitious, and I'm so proud of you. You keep it up. So close to 40K, really hoping to reach the 50K goal by the end of the month. I feel like if you're reaching 40K and you have a good week, it is within reach. You can totally.
You got this, Caitlin.
You got it. It's literally taking so long, but it's been fun. Dummy.
Hey, Dummy.
Any writing done all day long? Hey, me either. I actually have not written since last Thursday. If you guys remember from my live stream with Brielle a week ago today, I was so sick. So it's been basically a wash of a week for me. With my sick days, I got a little bit of writing done, but I also slept a lot. So anyway, I'm with you, Dami, and you probably have gotten a lot more done than me. So you go. I got hello from the Kelly Stamps, LOL. I didn't know what accent she attempts. Oh, sure.
Oh.
All right. It's a mystery to us all.
Hello. I kind of say that sometimes. I don't know.
Hello. I don't know. Yeah.
Let's just keep doing it.
Yeah. With my 2 girls playing in the background. So yay for me. When I say playing, I mean
real.
Yeah, children do be like that. That's like me when I'm trying to, I mean, I'm not a mom, but I'm a dog mom, and I feel like when my dog is playing with a squeaky toy or something and I'm trying to write, it's not really the vibe.
Mm.
God bless him though. Thank you. Glad you're feeling thank you, Tia. That's so sweet. I was just telling Alyssa before the stream, I still am deaf. I cannot, it feels like my whole world is like underwater or like hands over my ears. So if it feels like I'm screaming at you, it's because I can't hear myself talking.
And if it seems like I'm screaming at you, it's because this is the only volume my voice comes in. So,
Only volume she knows. Uh, this month has been rough, finals and a million papers due, but I'm hoping to at least pick up a pace since that's all over now. Well, congrats on finishing up finals, because gross.
yeah, I remember when I did a nano in college, I counted the words that I wrote in papers towards the 50,000.
That works, I
Because
feel.
I was also writing a different, like a book, but I counted, like, if I needed 1,000 words and I used to write a paper, I was like, might as well. There
Words
are no
are
rules.
words are words, they count. I'm so impressed with like you the fact that you kept writing from adolescence through, because I feel like a lot of people are similar to me in the fact that they like took a break. Like I
Yeah.
was writing in elementary school and middle school all the time, and then high school came and it was like I still wrote but not as much. And then college was basically a wash until like the
Hmm.
end of junior year. And then I started that project I never finished. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm impressed that you were aware of the writing world at that age, because I wasn't even aware of NaNoWriMo or any of the things that had
Yeah.
the author community at that time.
Well, I think I had this image in my head, which of me, like, when I was writing a book in high school, I was like, well, obviously this is going to be published and I'm going to have a movie deal by the time I'm in college. Like,
Right.
obviously I'm going to be a child prodigal and be that girl. Like, I would have all these, like, oh, they're going to write papers about me because I was published in high school. And so then when high school came and went and I did not have a six-figure book deal, to my shock, I was like, well, I better do one in college. So then I just
Did you
kept.
query books in high school, or were you just like,
No, I never queried it. I don't know where I thought the book deal was going to come from.
someone's gonna knock on your door and be like, I know you're a genius, hand it over.
Hand it over. Right. And then also it like wasn't done and it was like sort of bad, you know? And so then in college I was like, I'm starting fresh. Like this is gonna be the one, you know. And so I always had that vision, which sounds like so woo woo, but of like, and I think that's because honestly I probably would have just not written in college if I wasn't so like, I can't believe I haven't published a book yet. What am I doing? You know?
But you have to have a little bit of woo woo or delulu to like make it, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to look at somebody who's out there getting it and be like, I can do that.
I can do, and I will, and I
And
am.
I will. Not just could, but will. It's a matter of time. That's awesome, though. I love that. This is a great question, Tia. I think, I don't know, couldn't tell you what the issue is, but it needs to go away because I'm annoyed. I have a feeling I won't hit the 75, but I'd have to get about 4,000 a day to look right.
Girl.
And I'm kind of feel maybe you should start dictating for the last. I mean, you can do it with that. And I'm kind of feeling like I am at the end of my project. I don't know if there's even wow, like the end of the book.
Oh,
I feel like you're wrapping up the story, because I feel like that means why worry about the 75? Just
yeah, I feel like if you finish the book, the word count goes out the window. Like you don't even who cares?
put a little bow on it, and then later you can go back and end, because this is your first draft, right? So you can always go back and beef it up later,
Yeah.
or trim it down. Revision is great for that. You were not alone, Alyssa. Dami was also Delulu.
Oh,
For 2025, confidence of a white man. Wow.
mm-hmm.
Man, that should be on like a Hobby Lobby sign, you know?
I need that sign now. Like I'm sure it exists. I'm sure it does. This was exactly me leaving college. Like, how am I not a famous writer? Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. How is this happening? That is our delusion. Yes. Oh, also, hi, CK. I saw your hello up in the chat earlier, but it's great to see you. My author character, what? My author character says she's not going to take. I can't read.
Not gonna let the mediocrity of man stop her from trying again. Because I think Caitlin has a character in her book who is the author. Like I think that's the character. Yes, yeah.
I'm sorry. I literally just like
You're good.
developed some reading thing right then. I was like, this sentence is not making sense to my brain. Anyway, thanks for stepping in, Alyssa. Yes, I feel like so. Caitlin, I want to know: is your author character a self-insert? Like, is she you, or is she just a different version of a version of yourself that lives in you? Because I feel like if you're an author, you've got to be inputting a little bit of that writer brain into that character.
Oh, for
So,
sure.
want to know if that's like a direct mirror or just a sliver? Give us the tea. We're all getting published. Yeah, seriously. And then at
Yeah.
our like premieres, we'll all just be there at each other's red carpet premieres.
We'll live stream the premiere.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep. And we'll just be out here famous. Also delusional. 2025 is going to be the year of publishing deals. Alyssa, I feel like 2025 is going to be the year that your I Got an Agent video goes up.
I really hope so.
I have a feeling.
I kind of, well, okay, maybe I shouldn't say this on the internet. I kind of do too, but I don't think it's going to be with the wedding season. This is my prediction. Like I have requests out and I'm getting requests, but I predict it's going to be with Gas Station. It's so much more marketable and the
Sure.
writing is much stronger. I mean, the wedding season is good. I eh, I tend to hate every book I start to query. Just
Well,
so
that's
I
the
don't know.
time to start hating it. I
Yeah,
think
it really is. This is the perfect time. They hate it. I hate it. Everybody hates it.
everybody hates it. I have to tell you that when you, and maybe this is like I haven't obviously read any of your work,
Right.
but which I'd love to. But
Okay.
anyway, when you started talking about Project Sunshine on your channel, I just had this gut feeling that I was like, that's the one. Because like I don't know what it is about the premise of the book, but
Mhm.
it just, and your mood board that you shared for it, I'm like, this is already a movie. Like it's already a movie with a deal. You're just writing the script right now. So anyway, I don't know if that will be your first one or your like debut, what gets it to you,
We'll
but I'm like,
see.
that feels like the one that people pick up after the debut that gets you famous.
That's yeah, let's just say that. See, this is the thing. We're all gonna look back at this video in 5 years when I'm still in the quarry trenches and be like, oh Alyssa, you were so you were so young.
Okay, I have to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Not to turn this into like a Q&A, but
It's all good.
do you have a timeline in mind of like, not a timeline, maybe that's not the right way to phrase the question, but would there ever come a day where you would be willing to put out work through self-publishing while still querying other things, or like do you want your projects to only be shared through the lens of traditional publishing, or would you ever cross a bridge where you decide to share a piece of your work ahead of that day coming?
That's a good question. I think Brielle actually asked me this the other day too. I'm definitely open to self-publishing, but I wouldn't as long as I'm continuing to query thrillers, I wouldn't self-publish a thriller because often, well, I don't know if this is often. I've heard of this happening where once you have like once you get an agent, then you're like all these backlist finished titles that I have, like we could rework some of that, you know.
True.
So
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. I would maybe self-publish like a fantasy project or something. And I think if I'm like literally like been querying for 15 years and it doesn't seem like there's any progress happening, I would consider it. And we also don't know what the publishing landscape's going to look like at that time. But I do feel like each book I query and each time I query, I can tell that I'm getting closer because like the number of requests gets bigger, the like feedback I get from agents gets better. And so it's like if I stop getting better and I stop like getting closer, then I would maybe. But that's like we're talking a decade. Like I'm in it for the long haul.
Yeah. No, I love that distinction though of like your genre that you feel is your niche in terms of what you'd like to build a career out of, and
Yeah.
then other works that you're willing to maybe share with people, but they're not what you're trying to staple mark your name on.
Right.
That's a helpful distinction for me. I think that that's really wise. And yes, Brielle, I am out there being like, everyone's an entrepreneur. You can do it.
I would totally like I keep having this image of like I'm traditionally published and I also like write under a pen name self-publishing at the same time. You know, like if I really want to write full time, I'll have time to write that many books, you know, and TradPub moves so slowly anyway that I'd probably have time to like pump out a bunch of other books too. I don't know.
I would be lying if I said that there's not a curiosity within me about trad publishing.
Yeah.
I always wonder, like, could I be the one, you know, that can do it? Not that there's only one, but it is
right.
hard.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have wondered if there will be projects that someday I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'll just throw one into the querying trenches and let it do a thing while I'm still pursuing this other, you know, more entrepreneurial style of publishing.
Yeah.
But I have also wondered, like, would I do that under a pen name? Would I? But then I'd want to eventually probably claim that work. So I
Right.
don't know. It's an interesting thing. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
This is cracking me up. Your agenda does not go unnoticed. Oh, that's so funny. And she's got good reasoning too, guys. Brielle's a very convincing, logical person. Y'all almost convinced me. I need every single one of your books signed, or I'll be upset.
Oh, you got it, Tia.
You got it. Yes. Aw, this is fun. That will be fun when like publishing day comes and it feels like our AuthorTube community is a personal audience, you know, like once the
Yeah.
signatures, all the things, that'll be so sweet.
Yes.
We can contemplate self-publishing. For now, I feel too set on getting that trad pub path. Yeah. I mean, hey, it's a rewarding path. I feel like both routes have a lot of reward in them if you can get there. So
Stick it out. Yeah.
yeah.
It's not for the faint of heart.
No, and honestly, neither route is because
Right.
it feels like with trad pub, you're getting told no by professionals, and with self pub, you're getting told directly from the reader no.
Just from the
Which is like that sucks because that's what you're
Yeah.
trying to do. So anyway, there's a lot of space for ouchie in both realms.
Just pain generally is the answer.
Right, but there's also a lot of room for love, and that's awesomeness.
Yes. Yes.
Put that on a paper.
Hobby Lobby needs to, frankly, start get a copyright out.
Sorry, guys, for that laugh I got.
Okay, everyone. Well,
I'm so sorry.
ooh, no, you're good.
Okay, should we get to a sprint? So
Let's do it. Yeah.
If you're still here after that cough, you are a real one. I forgot to pull up Focus. Give me 5 seconds.
It's all good. All good. Entertain the people. Well, I don't have any like juggling or anything that I could do. I feel like I'm out of words. I feel like I have nothing else to say ever.
That's fair. Okay. Here we go.
Great. That was great. let's get into it.
I meant to say put that on a t-shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you juggle, Alyssa?
No.
Oh.
No, I cannot.
I'm so glad you used that as your example. All right, everyone. We're going to shut up and we're going to get work done. Good job.
Yes.
Good luck. Don't listen
Lock
to me.
in, everybody.
We're starting. Goodbye. Hello.
Hello, one sec.
You're good.
Sorry, I still had the dictation software on, so I was recording all my words. Hello. How did we
Hi.
do?
I did pretty good. Let me calculate how many words I got actually, because I don't know. 31, 252. All
I
right.
got
Oh, go ahead. You go.
I got about 1900,
What
which
the?
is actually that's the highest I've gotten in a while. It's in the 20K day, which was a different parallel universe. I got a couple of those, but this is the first time I've gotten that in a while. So,
Wow.
and the better thing is I actually just like finished the whole chapter start to finish, which was my actual goal. So, we're
That's
good.
Was that a like complex chapter, or is like as you're coming out of the midpoint, is it kind of in between kind of thing?
It's an
Or?
in between. It's like my favorite kind of chapter where we're just like having feelings and talking about them and hugging, all the good things, confessing things to each other, but
That's
not
cool,
really.
because my chapter was also like a confessing, just a conversation chapter. I got about 800 words. Um,
Nice.
I know it was pretty good because I also scarfed down dinner while writing and changed my shirt and then put the sweatshirt back on. So it was like a whole mess. But anyway, it went pretty good. I'm
Wow.
happy with it.
Yeah.
So my character just admitted that she hates herself. So sad
Oh,
for her. It's like she's got to go through it. You know what I mean?
don't we all? I think actually my character just like admitted the same thing. Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
to another character or just to herself?
Mm, it was in his POV and he was like it was like he was confessing it for her in his head. It was like he's noticing that he thinks that that's what she's thinking, kind of vibes.
Sure, sure. See,
It doesn't make sense.
mine was like a moment where the male MC is like, "You've got to forgive yourself for this thing," and she
Mm.
was like, "But I can't because the person I hate most in the world, I hate them for doing the exact same thing that I did. So then I have to hate myself." And then she's like, "I'm just giving you guys some tea, so y'all let me
Yes.
know." She's like, I'm not worthy of this. I'm not worthy of what's going on. So I'm gonna go. I gotta go." And then which I'm like paraphrasing down to like dumb language, but then he basically is like, "You're wrong about everything, and I'm gonna wait for you to figure it out because I'll always wait for you." And then she doesn't believe him, and walks away. But I'm like,
Andy, I need it immediately. I need it
Liza,
immediately.
I really think you're gonna like my two MCs. I
I
just feel like you're kind
already
of people.
do. And mine was kind of a similar vibe if he was saying like, well, she's just like, my whole life I've just like spent everything to be happy, And that's
Yeah,
her whole thing. And he's like, well, sometimes it's not. And she's like, well, what if it is? And he's like, look around you, girl. Like, get it together.
with the program.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Dang, I love it. I love when our characters say things that make you go, "Ah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
exist for good reason." Okay, Kaylin made it to 40K. Good.
Nice.
Congratulations. 443 words. That's great. Adam popping in to say hello and thank you. Wishing me a great week. That's so sweet. Hope, 298. Amazing. Danielle got distracted. We've been there. Been there.
Been there, done that.
Um, Mila, got joined at the end of sprint, got 142. Not bad, not bad. Becca, hello. Thanks for joining. So good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
A little late, got about 50 words. That's a thing, though. Tia, 479, past 60K.
Way
Okay.
to go, Tia.
Oh,
That's awesome.
so exciting. So exciting. Okay. Breaking Christmas mugs out tonight. It's real. I'm decorating our Christmas tree after this. So I'm
Oh,
also feeling
fun.
the Christmas spirit.
I ordered a Christmas tree to be delivered to my house today.
You do
So,
artificial trees?
yeah, just from Walmart. Because the one I have is like really short and kind
Sure.
of stumpy. And now that I have like a ceiling that's tall, I'm like, we're going for the 7.5 footer.
Yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with artificial trees because my mom gets hives from real
Mm-hmm.
ones, but my husband always did real ones. So when I got
Yeah.
married, last year was my first year having a real tree, and then this year I
Yeah.
got a real tree. So it's like a whole shift, kind of fun.
Hmm.
Only got like 177. Took so long to get in the flow because I hadn't written in a while. Crazy the difference. No, true. I before even starting the sprint had to like look at my outline and then look at where I left off in the scene, and then even when I started
Mm-hmm.
writing, I was looking back at dialogue, like what's happening. Caitlin tried dictating. Not good, lol. You just got to try to know, though, you know?
It's a learning curve for sure.
I have not tried dictating. I think someday maybe, but not with the House of Aptos project. There's too much. I think fantasy is not the right genre for me to do that with.
Yeah.
576, 616, 166, 267. Your advice of thinking about your story as much as you can in the off time has been so helpful. That's great. It's exciting. Good advice, Brielle. 220, already screaming, giggling.
Yes.
I'm assuming that's about what I said. So thank you.
Adams below says, I want them to have babies is so real. This is my immediate thought.
I want them to have a family.
I need them to be in a house with children immediately.
Yes, yes. Guys, their love story is so like
I'm gonna cry. I don't even know it.
in another live stream, I was like, they meet and he puts her in prison. And then now we're to a point where he's like standing next to a cliff with her, being like, you have to forgive yourself. And she's like, no.
Andy, I'm like actually gonna cry. These are my favorite books. I need it in my inbox immediately.
Okay,
Anyway.
Alyssa, sorry, chat. I'm gonna catch up with the chat in a second. But I have to ask you, did you ever read the book The Empress?
No.
Have you watched the show The Empress?
No.
I know you loved My Lady Jane.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm searching.
I have to put you on this recommendation. It's about Empress Elizabeth from I think it was Prussia or anyway, it's basically like a historical fiction with a little more romance added in.
Yeah.
It's not as funny as Jane I almost said Jane the Virgin.
That's a good show too.
Yeah, I love that show. No, I meant My Lady Jane. But yeah. I'm obsessed. I read the book 2 years ago in like 3 days, and then season 1 came out on Netflix. It was incredible. It is all in German, so you do have to read subtitles. But the acting is like, it's like The Crown, but like a Russian version.
Okay.
And, you will be obsessed with the two main characters' love story. I want to cry over them all the time. So anyway. You got to watch it because I need to hear your thoughts.
I always have thoughts.
Always have thoughts. Okay, I'm going to jump to the bottom of the chat. Basically, everyone's talking about main character tidbits. People are chit-chatting. Love, love. Alyssa, I just can't make my brain move fast enough. But then I start typing a sentence and I'm like, fingers, move faster. Wow, I never really have the problem where I can't type fast enough for what I'm thinking.
That's why dictation works for me, is because my brain is just so fast at writing. Yeah.
I think that my fingers match my pace up here pretty good.
And also I just talk really fast generally, so it's like my mouth is faster than my fingers. I don't know.
No, I mean, hey, that checks out. Cannot wait for my characters to be in love. Yeah, I'm telling you what. I mean, mine aren't quite there. They've not even had a moment. They've had a moment where like their lips brushed, but then someone bursted it in and said, we're being attacked. So like, they didn't really get their kiss moment yet. So I'm really baiting the audience.
That's awesome. Everything.
You guys ever watched How I Met Your Mother? It's all in the drum roll, You got to have a solid drum roll.
For 17 seasons or however long that was.
Yes. I'm assuming this is about the Empress. You all should and watch it and love it, please. I watched the first season with an English dub and it was pretty good. Or not terribly distracting. Okay, I did this with the show. What is that called? It was really, really, really popular when it came out. It's just this past year. Maxton Hall.
Oh, I think I saw one clip of that. I think it was in a pool and he was tearing her out of the pool, and I watched that clip on repeat 18 times and then read a whole book about it. Like with no context.
If you watch the show, you'll cry. But yeah, that one I watched with English dubs, and I want to rewatch it with season 2 is coming out soon, and I just want to rewatch it in German because I think that if you can get yourself to read subtitles quickly, which I feel like I've learned how to do, watching people act in the language that they it's meant to be in just gives you so much more emotional depth. So I'd highly recommend watching season 2 without the English dub, because also vocal actors just never hit for me. The same reason I can't do audiobooks. Okay, anyway, does anyone want to drop any questions? Oh, are your MCs Swifties? Mine is absolutely not a Swiftie because Taylor Swift does not exist in the universe in which this book exists. So No. I myself, I like Taylor Swift music, but I wouldn't say I'm a Swiftie either. So I don't know if I'll ever have characters that are like Swifties.
Yeah, this is kind of how I'm feeling about mine too. Is like, I think she probably is aware of Taylor Swift. Like, I'm sure, like on a playlist or two, there's the Taylor Swift song, but I
Mhm.
wouldn't say like she's buying a ticket to the Eras tour. You know, like I think she's
Yeah, she's not
more
spending
of a
any time.
casual fan.
That's how I feel as though I am. Though, fun fact, this is a little lore about me. I did get to go to Taylor Swift's concert in Chicago for free because I volunteered at a hot dog stand and I served hot dogs all night. But it was Sunday night, which was the last night of the weekend for like the show.
Yeah,
So we sold out of food halfway through the show, or really like a third of the way through the show.
yeah.
So then I got to just stand outside of the concession stand and watch the show.
Pro
For
tip: that's how you do it
I'm telling you what, guys, volunteer at stadiums and you can go to anything you want for free.
for free.
We love some Maxton Hall love. You need to watch Maxton Hall in German. Yes, no, seriously, that Alyssa, you have to watch that show also. There, you have two things on your agenda. I know you don't watch a
I
ton
don't
of
have any
shows.
time, you guys.
Come on, over the holidays, you can make a little
I could
relaxation
make some
time.
time, allegedly.
Yes. Um, two of my characters love Taylor Swift. Hey, it's a great personality trait. I feel like we all know a big Taylor Swift fan, so if you give that to a character, that feels like a personality trait someone can visualize easily on a character.
Mm.
Shut up. You're kidding. I am not kidding. I'm not kidding. Okay, let's move on to a question. Any advice if your book is just getting too big? Like, how would you know if it's one book or two? Ooh, this is a great question.
Mm. I've only ever really written standalones, and I always know it going in. Like I think part of that is like that I know I'm querying, so it's like I know it's like not going to become another, like it's never an option in my head. Um so yeah, I don't really have super great advice on this one, I don't think. I just think in standalones typically.
Sure. I, similar to you, Alyssa, also kind of know ahead of time going into like the original book that I started writing before House of Aptos. That's working title. It was Project Joy, and that one was also going to be a. It was either going to be a standalone or a trilogy, and there was no in between. So I think for me, when I think of the arc of a story and like the meta narrative of a story,
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to break it up into like House of Aptos. When I first thought of it, I knew immediately that's a trilogy. So I would ask yourself that question of like, do you see it playing out more smoothly as, shorter books that are broken up, or do you feel like it has to be um, just one longer book? And the other question I would ask yourself is like, what are the important details that you want to dive into within each? Let's say you make it a duology or a trilogy. You got to ask yourself, like, okay, in book two, what's the point of book two? Like, why do I feel like it has to be its own whole book? And if there's not different parts of your story that feel like they really need to be their own, thing, you're allowed to delve into the detail of you too, and the imagery too, and the kind of sub plot and meaning behind it, then it probably can be one book. But if there are problems that are arising in different segments of the story that feel like their own, like for instance, my character hating herself was not even a thing in book one. She loved herself in book one, but now she's hating herself. So it's like
Mm.
now that's something she's wrestling with and the reader goes through with her. But if I would have tried to fit that in book one, also her hating herself would come way too late in the book to just resolve itself by the end. So I would ask yourself
Yeah.
questions like that of like, what's the deeper questions you're trying to address as you write this
Yeah.
story, and that might help you know like, okay, I might need my own 80,000 words to go into that topic versus trying to add 80,000 words onto the end of one book. So
Yeah.
sorry that was so long. And
No, it was good. Good advice.
ooh, you could answer this one, Alyssa, because you just did a midpoint. Any advice on writing midpoints? I'm replotting my first draft and I feel like I feel like the one I have isn't big enough.
Yeah. The midpoint is tricky because it really depends on what genre you're writing. Um, and it's less about the event being big enough. It's more about the character.
Mm,
So I don't know the exact like save the cat definition of the midpoint, but in my mind it's like where the character flips a switch or when the circumstances become so great that there's no turning back. And so sometimes that's in the case of like a big event, or sometimes it's just like a conversation that like is so pivotal that they actually change, right? It's tricky though. And then you also have to think about where does the midpoint, what's the relationship between your midpoint and your Dark Night of the Soul? Because Act 2, Part 2 is all about getting your character, either they're like super crumbled in the midpoint and then you're like giving them a false victory until the Dark Night of the Soul, or you're like crumble. It's like a down turning point where it's like everything starts to go horribly from there. And so thinking about like, does your midpoint do that effectively? Does it set them up for a path of like slowly getting better, slowly getting worse? Like, where does your midpoint, what does your midpoint do for your character rather than it being the big event? Because I used to think of midpoints of like, what's something horrible that could happen in the middle of the book? When I think it's more about what could have the most impact on the character to like make them flip that switch in a realistic way, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, for example, I was trying to think of an example of this while
Yeah.
explaining it. And I'm thinking about like, okay, what's a story we all know? Hunger Games. Like, what's the
Yeah.
midpoint in book one? And it's really when she gets into the games, you know, because there's a lot of I'm thinking of the movie just because it's easy
Right.
to visualize, but like a lot of the story is pre-game and then post
Mm-hmm.
or during. And then there's like
Yeah.
1 minute of post. So it's really like half and half. And yeah, it is a big event, but we also see her character shift from this idea of self-protection to this like live or die, this is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And that changes who she is. And when we see her go through this trauma, that then affects who she is in book 2 and 3. So I think I really love that question, Alyssa, of like,
Mm-hmm.
how does the midpoint affect your character more
Yeah.
than how is it affecting just the overall, like, this is what happened next of the book?
Yeah. And if you're writing a thriller, specifically if there's it's like a murder based thriller, I think the before the midpoint, the question is like, is there something suspicious going on? And when
Mm,
you hit the midpoint, it's like, how do we deal with this? You know, we go from like setting it up to like gripping it, you know?
yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. All right. Well, I don't see any other pressing questions in the chat. So maybe we hop into another sprint. Do we want to do
Yeah.
another 30? Do we want to do a 25? How are we feeling about time?
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling like I'd love to have at least one more chance to chat and do questions. So maybe if we do like a 25,
Yeah.
then questions. And then if at the end we're like, hey, let's do a 10, we can. But if we're after the 25 also set to be done, then that's good too.
Yeah. Let's do 25.
Perfect. Let me adjust that and then
Amazing.
do. Why won't it let me change it? So sorry. Delay everybody. Okay, seriously, what?
How many YouTubers does it take? It is like deceptively hard, everyone.
Oh, there
Okay.
we go. The real question is how many times will Andy cough while trying to do a basic task? Okay, here we are, everybody. I have Flocus ready to go. Good luck, everybody, and I will see you in 25 minutes. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hello.
How did it go?
Good. I got about 1200, I think. Yeah,
Nice.
and I finished it was just a shorter chapter, so I got through the whole chapter and then looked at what is to come and how it all fits together. So, yeah. How
Nice.
about you?
About 800 words again. Actually,
Nice.
800 right on the button. I was thinking it was kind of a complete chapter, but that'd be really short. So I think it's just a scene, a complete scene at the start of a chapter. But this one is in my male um, MC's point of view. So it always takes me a second kind of shifting back into his voice at the start of a new
Yeah. Yeah.
chapter. So anyway,
You
yeah.
seem to be pretty consistent with like 800 per 25 minutes. Is that your pace?
Yeah, I think for 25 minutes, 800, yes. For the first 30-minute sprint, I think if I hadn't eaten dinner and changed my shirt, I probably could have been 1,000
1,000?
more.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like I can write 2,000 words in an hour if it's
Yeah.
a good session, which I feel like is pretty.
That's very fast.
Oh, thank you.
Um, this is gonna sound like I'm just giving myself a compliment because I was just gonna say that's usually my pace when I type too. So fast.
It's all good. It's all good because we the same.
Oh my gosh.
You complimenting yourself is like you complimenting me too. So
Exactly. It's just all around. Everybody's doing great.
everybody's awesome. Okay, 360 words made it through the chapter. That's exciting. We love wrapping up a chapter. That always feels just good. 689, dang, that's good.
Nice.
510, 359, but had a friend called me towards the end, so I sort of couldn't write for the bottom half. Fair enough, fair enough. 174, but also plotted and was talking to my mom. You know what? Sounds like you got a lot done. 197 to a chapter I was editing, also deleted lots of words. Ugh,
That's how it goes.
517. Y'all are both so fast with flex. You know what? It doesn't feel rushed or fast. It's just the pace at which the words come out, just the way it is. Annotated, replotted to the all is lost scene of Save the Cat. That's an important one. So, yeah, good for you. Are focusing on it? 419, I'm in my male character's POV for the first time since the first chapter, and it's been really cool. Wow.
We love it.
It took me, for some reason, 11 chapters to get into my male main character's voice in the second book. His first point of view chapter is chapter 12. Couldn't tell you why, but I
love it.
While it is a dual POV, Emery is the one telling you the story 90% of the time.
Oh my gosh, I love that name.
Thank you.
Stop. Is your male POV Elias, right?
No, that's her brother. That's
her brother. Okay. So
Emery has her brothers Cade and Elias, and then her love interest is Aiden.
Aiden, classic. Love it.
So anyway, yeah, he like gives you his insight here and there, but he's not the narrator of the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, much better than the last. Found an unfinished scene that I could keep writing. So now, yeah, that's awesome. Now that I know.
Nice.
Good for you holding on to something and just kind of being able to come back to it. Sometimes that's hard to do.
Yeah.
CK got about 1,000.
Nice.
Irrigation scene.
That tracks. If I'm writing like something like that or like a really intense argument, like I'm going back and forth,
Yes. A good dialogue run. I feel like those are the scenes that most easily play out in my head like a movie. Like I already know what that character is going to say. And if I type it out and it sounds like I can't see them saying it in my head, then I know it's the wrong line. And then I just, rework it till I get that image. But
yeah.
Around 650 words, my computer randomly died at the end. That's frustrating.
That is my life. My computer randomly dying.
Yeah, the battery curse that Alyssa has.
Hopefully I did not give it to you.
This is my first live stream with you that I've stayed on for more than 5 minutes. I like it. All right.
I'll take it.
Glad you're enjoying yourself. I'm not sure why you never stayed on longer than 5 minutes. I'm just kidding. You probably have a life outside of this.
Unlike me, it's fine.
Can I just say how excited I am to revise, even though I should be scared because I've never done it, and every author troopers vlog about it seems like they're in the trenches. Listen, Caitlin, as someone who is literally in that position at the start of August, where I was like, I'm so excited to revise. It is exciting. And there are parts where you're going to be obsessed with the changes you make. There's also going to be parts where you want to lay down and never get back up. That's just
Hmm.
how I think of revising, honestly. But
It depends on like where your book is at. You
that's
know, like if
yeah.
you know what you need to fix, because I've been thinking a lot about my next draft of a gas station, which is, I'm like, I'm supposed to be writing this other book, but um, I'm excited to edit because I actually know what the changes are. I feel like revising is horrible when you don't know how to fix the problem or what the problem is. You just know it's there.
Yeah.
So if you know what all your problems are and how to fix them, revising will be fun.
No, that's so true. Right before the live stream, Alyssa and I were talking about how my revision was going before November. And part one, so book one is broken into three parts. And part one was easy to revise because I had a very clear vision for what needed to change. And then
Hmm.
part two and part three were like these big decisions I needed to make of how much the audience was going to know. And because I did not know the answer to that prior to going into revising, it was like I hit a wall and I had no answers. And it was just hard. So anyway, Alyssa's advice is true. Yeah. Try to know what you're doing before you do it. It's his POV now because important stuff is happening, but my female character has been kidnapped. Yeah,
This is so tricky to write though, Kaylin, because, or maybe not, maybe you're having an easy time, but I always struggle because as the reader, when the main female character is kidnapped, like I don't care what the main man is going through. I do not care. I just need him to reunite with her, you know? And so it's hard to like
yeah,
make that male POV or whatever POV it is like interesting enough
yeah.
to distract you.
Unless his POV is him bursting into the room.
And
Like,
he's like searching for her and he's like looking at a picture of her and like looking at her hairbrush or something and crying. Like that I'll read. Like that's the problem I have with I don't know what this isn't really a spoiler, but like the last book of the Throne of Glass series has like 6 POVs going on and it's like we really only care what's happening in one of them. You know, and it's hard
that's
to
how I felt
balance.
about the Frost and Starlight novella
Mm,
in Akotar. It was like too many POVs, especially because you don't get those POVs anywhere else ever in the series.
yeah.
So it's just like, also, honestly, this is a hot take, but stepping into Rhysand or Rysand,
Yeah.
say his name,
What rice and beans, yeah.
head almost took a little bit of his shine away from me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes
Hmm.
for like the moody male characters, I need them to remain moody and elusive.
Yeah. Have
But
you read Silver Flames?
yes,
Okay.
I have.
Because that also made me lose a little bit of my recent sparkle. I'm gonna be real.
Yes. Yes, it did. It did. Yeah. My Cassian sparkle went up, but
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We're in a full glitter unitard at that point. I need all the sparkle I need from that man.
not
Mm-hmm.
glittered unitard. Find you a man who puts you in a glittered unitard.
Listen, that's such a weird analogy.
You're the queen of those, though.
Of the weird analogies that like require 17 sentences to make
Throw your
sense.
characters down the stairs. That
Yeah,
I'll be
throw
talking.
them down the stairs. Okay.
Throw them down. Okay.
Someone is going to clip that. Like one day I'm going to be in a lawsuit and they're going to clip that. And if you're watching this in the courtroom right now, I am a writer and it is a metaphor and I am innocent. Thank you. Okay.
Question: how often do your characters take over? I feel like mine know what they're doing before I do.
Andy was so taken aback by the question.
The character of my cough took over. I think that wait, sorry. Let me collect my thoughts.
Yeah. I feel like this does not happen to me super often. I feel like sometimes conversations take over, like if that's what you mean by that.
Yeah.
But typically I know what the characters are doing, you know.
Mhm.
Well, generally, but their conversations kind of will sometimes get away from me when
Yeah.
I'm dictating, which is weird. Isn't that weird how your brain
Yes.
like I'm saying things I never knew I was going to say that. Like
How did I yeah, like 5 seconds before I started writing the scene, I didn't know what they were going to say, but as I'm typing it, their words come out.
yeah, it is wild. It really is. And like even like things like this where the characters take over or where like you can't figure out a plot point and then like you figure out the plot point and it's actually you've been foreshadowing to this the whole time but you never knew it. It's like what? Like who knew that? Somebody up here knew that.
Yes, yes.
Um
I feel like when I'm truly pantsing a scene and I don't have a mission for the scene, I'm just like, well, blah blah blah. Then like the chapter I just wrote before this one I worked on in the last sprint was kind of like that, where I was talking about the dialogue between them that was like super sad and like, that was just pantsed. And it was just the dialogue tends to be, yes, where the characters take over of like I've said before, it is literally a scene in my head, and I'm just writing down what's happening in the scene as
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching it. Less less me actually going, you're gonna say this now.
Yeah.
Just retyping what they said. So I don't know, but that's kind of the delulu of like having literal people live in your head as
Yeah,
characters.
it's really
You
wild.
get to know them and they just talk, and you're like,
I
is that
sometimes will have a plot takeover. Like, I was writing my first book or second, well, I don't know, the one I wrote in college. It's never going to see the light of day, so I can fully spoil it. But I was writing it, and all of a sudden, like, she was having a flashback to something, and I was like, girl, where are we? And then all of a sudden, her sister is missing, and then I'm like, girl, you had a sister, I didn't even know. And then she's like, yeah, and I was the one to like, it was all my fault. And I was like, girl, your fault for what? Like, what is happening?
wow, yeah, she just had so much depth you didn't even know yet.
I just didn't even know. I was like, oh my God, who is this woman anyway?
Seriously.
So I guess it has happened.
Yeah. I felt excited to revise. It's brutal but enjoy. No,
Real.
that's exactly my thoughts. Like exciting but also no thank you. If I could draft books forever and just have them be ready to go, I would write so many books in my lifetime. Revisions.
Mm-hmm.
Agree. Don't think we. Oh, okay, that's so great. Yeah. No, I agree.
It's just a little Christmas special.
And it's the one I probably. It's. I'm gonna compare it to something that I actually feel like is actually a strong comparison. The Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas movie
Mm-hmm. Yep.
is literally a court of
Silver Flame, same thing.
Yeah.
Also, did we need to be flying through the sky and doing that? Did we need that? You know, like, did anyone need that? Was anybody saying, Sarah, give us that? No, no one was saying that.
Sarah, give us a Christmas moment where we fly through.
Oh,
the sky. Yes.
wait,
okay.
Silver Flames? You don't like Silver Flames?
Wait. Oh, we're on a different.
Wait, no, I like. Wait. Wait, Brielle, you don't like Silver Flames? Oh, because of how it ruins Resand. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. Still, I don't think that Frost and Silent is good.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm gonna disagree a little bit. Like, there's no way Frost and Starlight is anywhere close to as good as Silver Flames.
No, but I do agree. Like Resand, and I read this theory once. It's not a spoiler because it's literally not true. That like Resand is gonna become like a villain, and like when we first see Resand not from Feyre's point of view, we learn that like maybe all along Feyre has been like he's been mind controlling Feyre, and like I was like, oh, oh.
What is the point of the series if that were to be true?
I don't know. Wouldn't it be diabolical if that was true? No, it's not actually spoilers. It's not. It's because it's literally not true.
No,
it's literally false, Kaylin.
No, but it implies. Never mind.
It doesn't imply anything because it's not true.
No, I mean it implies. Like,
no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about it.
I feel like this is one of those series that has been spoiled for everyone. Like everyone knows how the book ends before you read it, right?
The thing for me that gave me the ick in that book was the force field of protection moment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I agree.
It's just like laugh.
Like, please don't do that. I'm done with that, please.
I can't laugh.
I don't mean to laugh at you in this time of need.
I wish none of this on you people. I hope none of you get sick this year. It's not spoilers. It's literally not true. No, seriously. Me trying to like, Alyssa, don't say anything. Anyway, I'm trying to keep it up. Hey, I think that's a good. Okay, let me tell a little story real quick. Before I ever read any of the Akatar books, I was like, fantasy, not for me. And then I was wrong. So
yeah,
give it a try. You know what I mean? Like, it was pretty good. Oh,
Yeah, CK, I don't know if you would like it, honestly, given what I know of your like reading taste, but I mean, give it a shot.
thanks everyone for the nice thoughts. Yeah, or don't give it a thought.
Yeah, just don't.
If it's not about fantasy ick, then just
Yeah,
read it because it's
yeah.
probably not for you
Read
then.
what you want.
Oh, hot take here. Sure.
I don't know. It's a whole thing. We don't need to get into that.
New Alyssa merch. I don't know. Maybe
What
this was.
is new Alyssa merch? It's literally not true. I feel
Oh,
like if I had merch, it would be allegedly, or it would be diabolical behavior would be one, like like a sweatshirt that says diabolical behavior.
it would be, I think, allegedly. Period.
Allegedly.
Or actually, allegedly, comma, because there's always something that comes
Because
after.
there's always something afterwards.
Allegedly, I'm gonna write 5,000 words today. Allegedly.
Allegedly. I feel like there's something else. This is such a. What am I doing talking about things that I say? I am like so sick of myself. I don't even listen to myself when I edit anymore. Maybe you can tell.
I am.
Ugh. Diabolical behavior sweater. I like honestly.
That's good right there.
The white man on a desk sign.
This white man on a desk.
I feel like if you wore diabolical behavior, like I feel like if it was like embroidered on like a cute little crew neck, like I feel like the
You
vibes
should
would be
have
good.
that be okay. Now this is me doing the whole convincing you to self-publish thing again, but that could totally be merch you sell because you do thrillers.
Yeah.
Characters
Who
are all.
says I need to be self-published to do that?
Oh, listen, your characters are all doing diabolical behavior. So you do like a
Yeah.
logo where people get your book and a sweatshirt that says diabolical behavior.
I think I could do that anyway.
All right, Alyssa, whatever. That's fine.
But yes, I know, but it would be easier to do that if it was self-pub. I do love that thought. Maybe for 10K subscribers. So if 8,000 of you would like to go and subscribe.
Of the 32 watching,
Like
subscribe. That'd be great. Same here. I'd also love to hit that.
the 8,000 subscribers.
Oh, Andy, before I forget, I emailed you. Oh, thank you. I will check that. Iconic. I'm dead.
Thank
Stickers.
you.
Stickers that say okay,
Diabolical behavior. We can make that happen.
we can make that happen.
Maybe 5K, everybody. 3,000 of
That's
you want to get it together.
Dang, I need a catchphrase now. So I can get it on the sticker action.
Yeah, you're already subscribed.
Yeah, seriously, you guys are the real ones.
The real ones.
Well, now that it's almost 8:00 where I'm at, I do think I'm gonna go decorate my Christmas tree.
Yes, for sure.
So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. Get it together could be another one.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
The next live stream is tomorrow at 6 a.m. on my channel, not with Andy.
Probably won't be there. About once a month, I just pop onto one of her
Yes.
like Alyssa, and she's always like Andy, and then I don't come back for another month. So
Yeah. Also, it will be my birthday stream tomorrow, so
wait,
come check that out.
Earlier in the day, I was like, I have to tell Alyssa happy early birthday on the stream tonight, and now I feel gross because I forgot.
It's okay. I brought it up like that person that's like, it's actually my birthday this week.
I'm also a birthday lover. I love my birthday because I love being alive. So is it so bad to celebrate that I get to?
And you know what? Say it louder.
I like life.
Thank you.
I'm alive. Anyway, let's all celebrate Alyssa's life tomorrow because she's great. We love her. Wow.
Thanks, everybody. I think someone's asking. My channel is linked, I think, in the description.
Yes, it is. I don't know where that comment was at, but yep. If you look at my description, I tagged Alyssa in this, so you can just click on her channel and catch her live stream in the morning. But thanks for coming, Alyssa. Thanks so much for being on the channel. And best of luck to everybody in this last week of November. I'm not hosting another live given the Thanksgiving holiday. So also, CK, I saw your comment. Yes, Christmas tree before Thanksgiving because I won't be here for Thanksgiving. So I want to come back on December 1st and have my tree decorated and up. You know what I mean? Anyway, enough chatter. Thanks, guys, for being here. Good luck on writing this week. And
bye, everyone.
Mwah.